Hey everybody, Fred again. Went to a sports shop looking for one of those automatic turn a jig stick for ice fishing into a tip-up. Um, wasn't in my budget, so I like to build things. So I went to the hardware store and bought some stuff. I'm going to show you how I did it. I see there's a couple other videos on YouTube about making these using rat traps and very genius ways of doing things. So this is my spin on it. Went to the hardware store and I bought a roll of, I don't know, it's very flexible wire, but will hold its shape. If you bend it with pliers, it works. So my list of things that I got here on the table: tape measure, Sharpie, a couple pairs of pliers. I got one that's got pretty good leverage for cutting, and it's good for tweaking the wire. And I also have a little tiny pair for doing precision work. So what I've done is I took some of this wire and I measured off a 15-inch piece, a 6-inch piece, and two 1-inch pieces. So this is what I've gotten. Also at the hardware store I picked up some little pieces of wire bent in a hoop with screws on the other end. I'll show you that in another segment of how that works. But what I'm using to put all this together is a solder iron. Very cheap. You can get these just about at any hardware shop. And I got a spool of electrical repair solder. I got this simply because it's the only one they had. I'm sure you could get the heavier gauge stuff and it might make this a little easier, but I'll show you this board I made. You can see I've been doing some work with it. I took a nail and I punched a couple holes in it for holding the wire. And started off with a 15-inch piece, and I put about a 1/2 to 5/8 inch bend on one end and curled the other end around and snipped it off. So I got between this bend and the hoop about 12 inches. So inside the hoop I put the screw-in eyelet, and the first thing I usually do is solder in that eyelet bend that I made. Be very careful, these get very hot. Very easy to burn yourself. I've had a couple close calls, but so far I've been fortunate enough not to get past the first layer of skin. So I soldered it right on the top. Stuff cools really quick. I like to do both the sides to make sure what I'm doing when I get out in the field is going to stay. I don't want it breaking on me and coming loose. So I got that soldered. Looks pretty much the same as it did before. Now you'll see I've got some marks that I measured off: 4.5 and 5 5/8 from the bend, and I cut off a 6-inch piece and two 1-inch pieces. So I'm going to make a little L shape. I'm going to solder that together, this to the end, and then this is going to solder with the bend pointing down, solder to the 5 5/8 mark. So it'll be like that. And then this 1-inch piece is going to go on the 4.5 mark. Like that. And I will do another segment on the rest of doing it with the wood and PVC and all that stuff. So hang on, I'll get reset and I'll show you the rest of it.